Bob from the Flagons and Dragons podcast, and you are listening to Two Dudes and an NES.
Hey, Justin.
What's up, man?
Not much. Just blowing some bubbles.
Yeah? A little, been to a kid's birthday party, got you some bubbles?
Yeah, sort of. I got me a couple little pet dinosaurs. Little tiny ones.
Have they been eating dish soap?
Yep. It's their favorite meal.
Just to eat soap.
Yeah, they like crickets. They like crickets, and they just dip them in, like, Cascade.
Yeah. And then they blow these stupid bubbles, and everybody gets trapped in them.
Yeah, I know. It's my dog eater. She gets trapped in them all the time. It's just I'm always having to scold Bub and Bob.
Right. Stop, please. Oh gosh. Yeah.
So we have a guest again today.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
Special guest.
Yeah, he's an old friend. He's been on the show a few times.
Reoccurring guest, yes.
Yeah. So some people like him, some people don't. But he's
wildly popular. Wildly popular.
Hello.
Oh yeah. There he is.
Hey Mario, how's it going?
It's Mario. Yep.
Well, Mario, you're being awfully quiet.
Freaking Mario just wants to go pull a Carl.
Mario will not cooperate with anything that we do. This is.
I don't understand. We just can't. I told him to go before the show.
Right. And he has to go.
Hey, Mario.
Oh, all right, he's back. He's back.
Hey, Mario. All right, Mario. So have you played Bubble Bobble before?
Nintendo.
Yeah, it was on the Nintendo.
Yeah.
So have you played it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Did you like it? He's thinking about it. He's in deep thought here.
It's really not that hard. Did you like it?
It's not a yes or no answer, Mario.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't quite catch that.
What was that?
Okay, so
Mario, have you been drinking? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, Oh boy, okay, Mario, this really isn't working out. I really don't know why, Justin. I thought this was going to be a good idea.
I'll save you.
Wait, no. Oh boy.
What are you doing?
Sorry guys, I really thought you wanted him taken care of.
No, we were just going to ask him to leave.
Yeah, Bub, how do we get him out of here?
Well, we just sort of wait, he'll just fall out eventually, as long as nobody pops him, that would be bad. You're on him!
Mario!
Now look what you guys have done.
Oh jeez. Sorry guys. Reflex. So, you guys want to play some Bubble Bobble?
Mario.
Oh boy, we're going to need to take a break, guys. We'll be right back.
Justin's historical tidbits and trivia.
How about some history?
Yeah.
All right, so Bubble Bobble was originally an arcade game, was ported to many different video game systems, including the NES. Some of the more notable things that it was ported to the Sega Master System. Not that anybody listening to this show ever played that. Ported to the PlayStation, Sega Saturn, Commodore 64, the Atari ST, and Apple II, actually.
Apple II, what do you know?
Sega Game Gear as well. There's a ton. At different times that it was ported to different systems.
It'd probably be easy to just list the ones that it wasn't.
Right. So pretty much any game system that was made after the PlayStation, it was not, except for mobile phones. You can actually get it on your mobile phone. But anyway, So, Bubble Bobble was created by a company called Tato, like beans and potatoes. Yeah, beans and potatoes.
Love me some beans and potatoes.
Right, yeah.
I'm a pretty big fan of potato soup too.
Right, Tato soup's pretty good too. It was, but anyway, Tato Corporation was a company founded by a Russian Jewish businessman named Michael Kogan as Tato Trading Company. And Tato started out distributing vending machines. And then they went to jukeboxes, and then they eventually started working on creating arcade games. And so in 1978, a guy by the name of Toshihiro Nishikado created the game that everybody knows, if you're an arcade junkie, Space Invaders. Probably one of the most famous arcade games in history, one of the earliest. And so, after the success...
Can I stop you for just a second?
Yeah.
I know people listening to the podcast don't know this, but I'm watching you because we're doing like a video chat, and you just waved your hand across the screen like this. And I'm wondering, did you just use your force powers on me or something?
Yes.
Did you just say, you will like this game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
sorry.
Actually, what that is my computer is a touchscreen. My laptop is.
Wow.
So that was me too. Yeah, big fancy, huh?
Listeners, man, we never mind about sending us any donations. We're rich.
So anyway, that's me touching the screen, going back and forth between notes and notes and you. So anyway, so we've got they created Space Invaders, and then they continued making more arcade games, and they made a lot of famous arcade games: Speed Race, Gunfight, Kicks, Buggy Challenge, and of course Bubble Bobble in 1986. So Bubble Bobble was actually ported to the Nintendo in 1988, and the designer of this game was a man by the name of Fukio Mitsuji. Let me do that again. Mm-hmm. Fukio Mitsuji. And Fukio Mitsuji has.
This family friendly.
Fukio Mitsuji is actually since passed away. He passed away in 2008. But I do have an interview where he did with CVG. I'm going to read a couple of these quotes because they're pretty neat. So he was asked, why is Bubble Bobble fun, and what makes it and / made it popular? And he said, my original concept was to create a game that is both thrilling and exhilarating. Bubbles are an intuitive visual cue to convey a fun element, and popping them all at once triggers thrills and exhilaration. You had to play cooperatively in order to reach the true ending, so compared to other titles, cooperative gameplay is a more crucial part. As a result, many players challenged the game by teaming up with other players. Also, couples were seen playing this game together. And he was asked, is it surprising that Bubble Bobble's popularity has endured, and why has it endured? And he said, I think it's because of their cute character design and unique ability to shoot bubbles.
Nice.
And one more quote from this interview that I thought was pretty neat. And this is kind of the whole point of our podcast, really. What do you think of the direction in which video games have gone since Bubble Bobble's debut? And he said, these days, games have become driven by technology and tend to rely too much on sounds and visuals. I think we should look back and think about the essence of video games. So that is exactly what we're doing. Looking back at the essence of video games.
I like it. And it's funny, I was going to wait and mention this when we talk about gameplay, but I can talk about it now because it kind of fits. You're talking about how they would see couples playing and stuff.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't really get my wife to play a whole lot of games with me. But last night, in preparation for the show, I guess just because of the simple gameplay and cutesy characters and whatnot, but we played it and we had a really good time.
Yeah. He seems to be a very happy-go-lucky guy. He apparently likes bubbles and thinks that bubbles are intuitively fun, and popping them equals thrills and exhilaration.
I agree. There's a reason why you give kids bubbles and they're satiated for hours on end.
Right. Right. One more interesting thing that I forgot to mention talking about Taito. Taito in 2005 bought Square, the big famous company Square Enix,
Uh-huh.
who is obviously famous for Final Fantasy.
Right.
So they're actually owned by Taito now.
Wow. That's some sweet Tato.
Yeah. Sweet taters?
Yeah.
You got you some of them sweet taters over there?
Yeah, I like mine with a little bit of marshmallow.
Yeah, a little
Some
brown
brown
sugar.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, in 1996, Taito announced that they had lost the original source code to this game. Yeah, and which is kind of an interesting thing. And that's pretty much it as far as the history goes. It was released on the Virtual Console on December 31st, 2007, so play it on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So, anyway, obviously it's been one of the more famous games for Nintendo. Would you consider this kind of an obscure title, or was this like a famous title?
You know, I don't know. It's hard to tell. This was really famous for me growing up.
Yeah, it was for me too.
I don't know if it was famous for everybody. I think it was a pretty popular arcade game, though. So
Yeah.
maybe it was pretty famous on the home console.
Yeah.
We'd have to ask some people that were older than 4 or 5 years old.
I guess the reason that I asked that is it could have been famous back then, but you know, today's time, you think about NES games, obviously you think Mario, and you think Contra, Metroid, Mega Man, games like that. Is Bubble Bobble up at that list? And I don't know if it is. I don't think that it is. I don't think that when you think original Nintendo games, that this one pops up for most people.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was popular enough to where they used these little dragon guys in future games.
Mhm.
They use them in Bust-A-Move.
Yeah.
So-
Right. Right. So, did you have this game, or is this a game that you had to go on some long journey to find?
Michael's quest to find the cart.
A little bit of both. I had this game, and when I was growing up, and I played it all the time, and it disappeared at some point. I have no idea where it is. The original one. So I didn't really go on a quest for it, but when we went to this past year, when we went to Myrtle Beach, I went to this really cool store called Player's Choice.
Yeah.
In North Myrtle Beach, and it's cool. They got all these awesome old arcade games that you can play for $0.25, and they got old games and stuff. And I just happened to see it, and I was like, man, I used to have this game. I love Bubble Bobble. I'll pick it up. And it was a decent price, so I picked it up while I was there. Played a bunch of arcade games. It's pretty fun. I recommend going and checking out Player's Choice if you're around the North Myrtle Beach area. It's in this really old mall.
Yeah.
That has been taken over by a Tanger across the street. So the mall is really kind of run down and junky. It reminds me of Foothills Mall here. But Player's Choice is it's good. It's worth going into the junky mall.
Yeah. Huh. Have you been to the that place we used to go to? I think it's called the Fort Sanders Yacht Club. Have you seen it lately?
The Barcade? No, I haven't been. We used to call it the Barcade.
Right.
I'll tell you a story about that place too, because I feel like I should bash them real quick. What
Okay.
they did is,
Okay.
I can't remember if it was John's birthday or my birthday, but we were going there for one of our 2 birthdays. John of John of Punch Out episode. We were going for one of our birthdays. Probably we'll say his birthday, and we went, and we were having a great time. Okay, it was cool. There was a few people in there. Wasn't many. Of course, we're old people now, so this was at like 8 o'clock. We're having a great time.
Yeah.
We were there for a couple of hours. There's some other people there, we're chatting it up, playing arcade games. Of course, they also have like the couch with the old Nintendo games set up. And it's fun. Good music, not loud.
Yeah.
Playing arcades, drinking beer. About 10 o'clock rolls around, and there's a shift change, right?
Okay.
And this girl walks in to be the new bartender. They only have one bartender. They're just one person runs the whole place because it's real small. It actually looks like an alleyway that they've added a door.
Right.
But anyway, so the shift change girl walks in. She walks in. She looks like she's just got out of a rave party, probably from the night before. She's like obviously on some sort of medication. I don't know, like Synthroid. I don't know.
Is it actually prescribed?
Probably not. Probably not. Anyway, she walks in. She's like, "Hey, everybody, we ready to have a good time?" And she goes behind the bar.
Well, we're having a good time now, but okay.
She goes behind the bar and, like, I guess she dims the lights, changes the radio station from, like, a classic rock that we're listening to like, this rave music, and just turns it up to 11. And we can't hear what we're saying to each other, and we can't. It's just the night just turns terrible. But the funniest part is, and the reason why we've never been back probably, is because we all decide, okay, we're gonna sit down close together so we can talk at this table, and we'll figure it out. We wanted to finish the beers that we had, and we're sitting there, and John, I guess he just gets really frustrated all of a sudden, and he yells like kind of at the top of his lungs, but not really, just loud enough to where he wanted everybody to hear. And I guess the song dipped down right at the right time. He's like, "Man, this place is great if it wasn't for all this stupid loud music and the terrible." I don't know what he said exactly. He said something kind of offensive to this girl.
Yeah.
And so she comes over and says something like, "Yeah, you guys can finish your beer and leave."
Yeah.
I heard you said. I don't know. So John kind of got us kicked out. Not exactly.
Oh, John.
But he made the bartender lady mad. But it was her fault because she was a jerk.
Well, I don't understand this thing. It is something, not to go off on a tangent here, but
that's okay. We're already about elbow deep in a tangent right now, anyway.
Adam Carolla. I don't know if any of our listeners. I think a few of our listeners listen to Adam Carolla too. He talks about this on his podcast. But what is it about like sports bars, like places that you would go and it's not a dance club, and you go and you just want to watch a ball game with your buddies, or maybe even have a bite to eat, or like Barcade, where that's a place where you're going to go play arcade games. And what is it with pumping the techno music in?
I don't know.
You go to the Applebee's and they're like pumping in the music now after 10 o'clock, and it's like, this is not a dance club. Like, if I wanted to hear that, I would have went to a dance club, but I'm not. I don't know what that is.
That's why it was so nice when it was just calm,
right?
Or classic rock played at a normal level.
And my message to this girl, if she listens to this podcast,
I'm sure she does,
would be, if you want to do that, go work somewhere like that. Go work at a dance club. Don't pump it in to the barcade or to the sports bar or something like that, where people are just not trying. We're not raving here.
Yeah. Well, somewhat in her defense, the barcade it's kind of a hippie joint, I guess.
Yeah.
So if you want to play some weird hippie music, that's fine, but we don't have to turn it up so loud.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to be able to chat with my buds,
And John being such a jerk.
I wish I could remember exactly what he said, because it was much more offensive than what I just said.
Well, anyway, so back to Bubble Bobble.
Yeah.
This is actually a game I requested to talk about. This game. We were talking about what game we were going to talk about, and this is one of my all-time favorite games. And it's funny because I never owned it as a kid, but I played it all the time. It was one of my favorite rentals. And I probably rented it more than anybody else from that trailer that we've talked about.
Never there. I always wanted it.
So I rented. It was a good competition between renting. I rented two different titles a lot, and it was that one and Super Mario Brothers 2. Now I eventually got Super Mario Brothers 2 for Christmas one year, so I stopped renting that, but I continued to rent Bubble Bobble. My parents never got the message though that maybe that would be a good Christmas present. I'm renting it. They probably spent way more on renting it for me than they would have if they just invested in the game. But
So is this your quest for the cart?
Uh, I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but
You questioned for the trailer. You quested to the trailer on a.
yeah,
Was it weekly or bi-weekly?
did I rented it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Bi-weekly maybe. I don't know. No, I'll take that back. I may have not rented this game every week, but we went every Friday to the trailer
Mm-hmm.
and got games. I'm sure my parents got like a movie or something, but you know, I got a game every Friday. So
The
Anyway.
weekly trip to the trailer.
the
I just
weekly
think it's
trailer.
funny.
You know, it's interesting. I wonder what happened to all those games. I mean, I know they probably sold them, but
I don't know. I mean, in movies and stuff, it's just
Yeah.
where does that stuff go? Because you can't sell everything. Surely not.
yeah. If we'd only known back then that we would be playing it as 30-year-old men, that we should have bought them all as
I say that to myself every day.
when they sell out, when they sold out. So,
I'm sure we're not the only ones that say that, but I say it every day.
yeah. Do you remember the big plastic cases that they came in?
Yeah, I've actually got a couple.
Yeah. Yeah, I eventually got some for Christmas, I think, but mine said Nintendo, and they always put the manual in. Key the Segway, the manual.
Oh, we're talking about the game.
The game discussion.
Yeah, I
That
think
was a really good segue that I didn't pick up on.
yeah. You know, we haven't had people complain about our segues in a long time. I think we're doing a good job.
Must be. Ta-da, manual.
All right.
Thank you for buying Bubble Bobble from Tato. I'm pretty sure we're pronouncing that wrong. It's probably Taito or something.
I'm going with Tato.
It's more fun to say Tato.
Right.
This arcade hit is now yours to enjoy at home. For the most fun, read this instruction manual thoroughly before beginning your journey. Oh, we have a comic strip.
Yeah. Hey.
It's really blurry. I'm not going to be able to read it. Something
that?
about the strange, magical forest full of deranged delight. Oh, danger and delight. Sorry.
Where everything's good to eat and jolly.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I'll just give you the rundown of the story from the comic, even though I know what it is. These two dinosaur dudes are trying to save their girlfriends
Mm-hmm.
from this magician-looking guy. So there you go. There's your story.
Right. An old mage.
Let's see. Controller 1 is Bub. Controller 2 is Bob. Bub and Bob. The Beastie Bursting Techniques.
Wow.
You can jump onto a bubble with a trapped beastie and crush him. You can crash a trapped beastie into a wall. You can charge into a trapped beastie. Groups of bubbles can be broken by bursting the one at the end. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't make that connection. Stop a bubble by lightly touching it. You can group them this way and then burst them all at once. Press A button to jump. By keeping this button down, you can ride up on bubbles that come from below. This technique is very useful for getting to higher sections of some levels. Now this one, I have a trophy for. So,
Okay.
But I didn't realize that until
Yeah.
playing it this time. I actually thought, for some reason, that you had to tap A on top of the bubble
Mm-hmm.
each time to jump on top of the bubble, when actually all you had to do is hold it down. So, yeah, that's stupid on my part.
I didn't even know that they were called beasties.
Yeah, I guess they're called beasties.
I thought they were just monsters.
Now here's how you can score some points. Apparently, bursting 7 beasties, I guess that's in a row, gets you 64,000 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
We should have. I didn't even think to see how many points I got. I gotta know what level I got to this week.
I wrote mine down, so I guess I
Ah,
win.
Shoot.
I guess
I
I win.
completely didn't even think about the points. I wish I had.
I can go ahead and say mine for the listeners. It's pretty embarrassing. So I'm
Okay.
sure some listener could beat me. It was 68,920 points.
So I could have busted 7 beasties and
Almost
4
combined.
more and beat you.
You're right. Oh. But you had to bust them in a row, obviously, because I busted the beasties. I made it to like level 21 without dying. But I didn't know how to rack this score up like this, you know?
Yeah. See, like if you just busted them individually, you're only going to get 7,000 points. But if you bust them together, you get 64.
Right. That's why I only got. See, sometimes I would bust them together, but I didn't make the connection that in order to get higher score, I needed to bust a bunch of them together.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
They're right. You should read to get maximum fun out of this game. You should have read the manual.
That's right.
Before you played it.
Should have read the manual.
Right.
There's bonus rounds. Magic jars appear on some levels. Capture one and a special bonus screen appears. Gather all the targets in less than 30 seconds and score up to 100,000 points. Wow.
Do any of those?
No.
Yeah.
I did eat a bunch of fruit.
Yeah, I got my vitamin C in.
Also, I ate a bunch of French fries from Whack-Donald's.
And emeralds. I don't know if emeralds are good to eat, but you know.
I like when you get them. Let's go down here to the special magic bonus items. I like when you eat an umbrella, you jump 5 levels.
Yeah.
So you have candy. When you get the candy, you can blow. Man, this is a tongue twister of an episode. Blow bubbles farther and faster, which is pretty cool. And then the parasol, which I like to just call an umbrella. You capture one of those and you skip 5 levels, which was always one of my favorite ones to get.
Right. Like
as a kid, because I wanted to skip levels as a kid, but as an adult, I'd rather just play.
Right. You know, it's funny. It's like you play Super Mario Brothers when, like, the original. Like, I just used to warp it and be, you know, of course, when we do our speed runs, obviously that's what we do. You just warp to 8. You know, you go from 1 to 2 to 4 2, and then the 8. And now I like to just play it all the way through.
Yeah, I agree. Because you want to get the most out of your game, right?
Right. So,
yeah.
And I don't know. This one's not so much of a problem to me, though, because with 112 levels, skipping 5, I don't feel like is that doing that much damage. But maybe you feel differently. So.
No, I mean, you're eventually going to play them because if you play this game more than once, because you don't get the umbrella on the same level every time. So.
Right. So.
No biggie. Let's see what else we got. We got the Cross of Power. You can summon fire, lightning, or water to stop the beasties.
Right.
Treasure Box. That's when you get that and a bunch of stuff falls out of the sky.
Right. And the shoes make them faster.
Yeah. Bub and Bob, lightning fast.
I like how, you know, usually you gotta to get shoes that make you faster, like a Sandlot reference, you know, like PF Flyers. These just look like loafers.
Yeah.
Just like some dress shoes.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. They're pretty nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. There's a bunch of magic bonus items. What was your favorite one?
Well, if you could get it, the Book of Thunder was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thunder bubbles.
You throw the thunder bubbles. And then when you pop a thunder bubble, you fart lightning.
And then if you the key is to pop a thunder bubble with another enemy close by, and when you fart lightning, the lightning will kill the other enemy.
Right.
So.
And actually, I don't know. Have you ever beat this game? I don't want to jump straight to the end. You ever beat this game?
I have not. I've never ever got to the end.
The final boss is you blow the lightning bubbles. You know. Well, in order to beat the final boss, you have to blow lightning bubbles and then fart lightning at him.
Right.
So the trick I always like to use on that one, and one that I've seen a lot of people use on the internet as well, is to blow as many bubbles as you can along one wall, and then jump all the way to the top.
Yeah.
And then just let yourself come crashing back down through them, and then you just create a wall of lightning farts.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's pretty effective.
Yeah.
The only problem is, until this most recent playthrough, I didn't know you could hold A, so I'd always have to be trying to tap A on my way up, and I would always screw it up.
Yeah.
So I've actually never beat that. I've actually never beat the level 100 boss.
Yeah.
So I guess don't use my strategy because I've never beat him.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could have just skipped to because on game FAQs they list every password to every level, so you can just skip to that level and try to beat it, I guess. But I didn't think about trying that this week. So.
Yeah. So the Book of Thunder is pretty sweet.
Right.
I like. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite is. I like the fart and the lightning thing. Whenever it's in hurry up mode, do you do that automatically? Like every time you blow a bubble, you also fart lightning? I felt like that happened to me.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I never really thought about it, but yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, here's some hints and tips from the manual. These are probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Air currents move the bubbles around, so plan your shots well.
Okay.
I thought that was interesting because in the game the bubbles do float around, but on each level it's different where they float.
Right.
They don't always float to the same spot.
Right.
So on each level you kind of have to figure out where they're going to go. So grab magic bonuses as often as you can. They'll help you overcome the beasties. Very true. Sometimes the best strategy is to let the beasties come to you.
Yeah, I've got a trophy about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Baron von Bluba disappears as soon as you burst the last beastie on the screen.
Yeah.
Baron von Bluba, is that the guy that comes after you whenever it's in hurry up mode?
Yeah.
If you take too long?
I'm assuming.
I hated that guy. I hated that guy. I'm kind of the mindset that I like to take my time.
Right.
And really think out a strategy.
No. Right. No. Yeah. Especially games like this, you need a strategy. That's what games like this, puzzle games, this Pac-Man, Tetris. You need a strategy, but then the levels just keep getting faster and faster, so you can't be strategery.
Yeah.
You can't use your strategery.
Bursting the water bubble can help you knock out many beasties. It is also a great way to escape.
Yeah.
I like the water bubble, especially on the levels where there's a bunch of platforms with a little hole in them, and you ride it down like an aquifer or something.
Yeah. Right. And there's the tip about farting your lightning to the other enemies.
Yeah, it's almost like pulling a Carl.
It really is. Bub and Bob pull Carls. Interesting Carls. They just got through eating some hot food or something.
Yeah. It's electrifying.
Yeah.
So you can also collect the letters to spell extend, which I can never figure out why you spell extend.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Yeah, extend.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe extend the game into an extra level. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, so there you go. Look out for some other exciting games with Potato.
Yeah. All right. You ever played any of those games?
I have. I played all of them, actually.
Sweet.
Operation Wolf is a light gun game. Sky Shark is a flying around shooting game, and I think Renegade is a beat 'em up.
Cool.
I think. Yeah. So there you go.
This game at all? Yeah. So how far did you make it in this game this week?
Let's see. When I played with Amber last night, we made it to like level 30-ish.
Yeah.
When I played by myself this week, I made it to level 57.
Ooh.
Because you know what happens at level 57? It gets impossible immediately.
Yeah. Well, you know what I like is like the first 20, almost really first 30 levels are pretty much just about the same amount of difficulty, just easy. If you can beat the first one, you can beat 30. So I didn't get that far. 43 for me. So
Yeah, that's respectable. The nice thing about this game is it really doesn't want you to put it down. Like,
right, it's
if
very
you die, you can go to continue and you just get spit right back where you were.
right. It's
And
very
you got afterwards, too.
it's so addicting. It's one of those games. It's like Flicky, you know, we used to play. It's just like you can't put it down, and it's just like every time you die, it's just like so frustrating. You just say, "Well, this is so frustrating because I know I can do this. I know I can."
One more time. One more time.
Right, and it's just I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I don't really want to say catchy, but I think that's kind of what I'm along the lines that I'm looking for. It's just kind of got a catchiness to it that you just want to keep coming back to it. And what do you think about the music to this game?
Well, there's only one song.
Right.
It just plays over and over and over again. But I would say it's catchy.
I don't think it gets old though.
No, it doesn't. It
Plays
doesn't.
over and over.
In my head.
It's I don't. It plays over and over, but I don't find myself saying, "Gosh, I wish this song would shut up," or I'm muting the TV. You know?
I can hear it in my head right now.
Is that why you're bobbing and weaving? Yeah.
I kind of like it. No, I do like the song. I feel like they needed to, when they created the song, they really needed to put the best song they could come up with. If they're going to use the same one over and over again, I almost think maybe they created a bunch of songs and then just picked the best one and used it over and over again.
Right. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I like the level design too. Once you get past I think it's I've got all the level designs here. Level 9, where you start to actually get designs in the screen. And like level 9 is the old magician looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like the popcorn.
Level 13 is heart. Level 13 is for lovers. So.
Hey, I wonder if anybody's ever proposed to their wife.
Well,
like they get to level 13, the guy goes down on one knee.
Well,
because Bubble Bobble was their game. It's how they met or something. You know what I mean?
Well, it is meant to be 2-player.
It's true. I do have a lot more fun playing a 2-player. When I played by myself, I was just, you know. I played it with Amber last night. It was a lot of fun. And when growing up, I played it with Neighbor Kid a lot. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was Neighbor Kid. There was some kid I played with it a lot. I'm pretty sure it was Neighbor Kid. So.
Well, unfortunately and sad, I don't think I played this really ever 2-player.
Oh man, you can come over and play at my house.
I think we may have played it 2-player at the dorm though. Eventually, I think I did, but as a kid, I don't think I ever played it 2-player. I didn't have any neighbors when I was growing up. Remember, I lived way out in the country, and
That's true.
my neighbors are old people. They would have looked at me strangely if I went into their house and said, "Will you play Bubble Bobble with me?"
Your grandma played games though.
She did, but she didn't live next door to me.
Oh, that's true.
And my dad wouldn't play this game with me. My dad played Mario. He played Tetris. He played Pac-Man. But for some reason, he did not like this game. So.
Too cute for old Mark, huh?
Yeah, just too cutesy.
He's a hard.
Right.
He's a hard butt.
He needs Mario. He doesn't like his dragons shooting bubbles. He likes them shooting fire.
Yeah, I understand. So I want to talk about level 57 real quick.
Okay.
I kind of brushed over it, but it's really probably a lot of people's frustration with this game.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull up a screenshot of it.
I'm pulling. I've got. It's not really a screenshot though. It's on the game FAQs or the level design layout here.
That's fine. That'll work.
Tell me if you get it. I'm gonna see if I can get it too.
Great podcasting right here.
Two dudes researching. That's all it is. Yeah.
Some people say you should do stuff like this before the show. Us, nah, we just do it.
Here's a YouTube video. Somebody beating it in 30 seconds.
Oh yeah. See if you can play it. Can you screen share a video?
I don't think so.
Try
But
it.
here's
Try it.
well. Here's the screen shot. Look at that while I'm trying to pull up the video.
Yeah, there it is. Let's watch you see level up games. Typing into the search bar.
Oh, can you see that?
Yeah, that's all
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
What was it?
We like
what was
to
that
keep it
site?
pure.
What was that site? Live Nudes you had pulled up there?
Yeah. Wait. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, here I've got the YouTube video. I'm trying to pause it. I'm gonna try to screen share this. Okay.
Okay, let's see what happens.
We may have to edit a lot of this stuff out.
Yeah.
We like to keep it pure, but we don't want dead silence.
I don't know. It's pretty funny. At least we
All right, can you see
made
it?
we acknowledged our dead silence.
Yeah. Can you see it?
I see it. It's not moving.
Well, I've not played it yet.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
That's it.
All right, it's playing. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's good. Now, see, the problem I have with this level is you have to go up top to get these guys, right? Oh, look at that. Oh, jeez. I wish I could have done that. Anyways, you have to go up top to get these guys, but they're shooting lasers at you. So I kept trying to go up the left side because I couldn't figure out how to get the bubbles to stay in the middle and climb up like that, you know?
Right.
So I kept trying to go up the left side, and if you try to go up one of the sides, the lasers will get you.
Right.
So I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's like Run DMC. It's tricky.
Right. So here's where I got stuck. I did not watch this level guide video.
Okay. Shout out to all these YouTubers.
Yeah. So right here, it's a hard to maneuver level for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
It looks like Hubert kind of.
and this guy right here, the red guy over here that he just killed,
Mhm.
fairly easily. I had a hard time hitting him.
Yeah. This is the arcade version. We were there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a few levels in this game that are very frustrating.
Mhm.
Again, I go back to what makes it all better though is that if you die, you just go right back to where you were.
And if you don't want to go back right that second, you get the password. So
Yeah, as frustrating as this game can be, the ability to just jump right back into it pretty much solves that.
right.
It's not like Mario, where if you die and it's frustrating, you have to start from the beginning and make your way all the way back.
Mhm.
Or Little Nemo,
Right.
that we talked about last week. In this game, you just go right back where you were.
Right.
So, it makes it a lot better.
Right. Yeah. You know, I like it for the password being used for all its intents and purposes. And somehow when I do screen share, I just lose my video.
Yeah, I noticed
You know
that.
what's going on there. Sorry to the people that are watching live. Anyone.
Yeah, nobody's watching.
Yeah. Dealer. So let's talk about the endings in this game.
Okay.
So there's two endings, right? So if you beat the game and you're a solitary player like I was as a kid, and you were to beat this game, which I didn't, which I'm glad because I probably would have just been mad, you get this screen. Bad end. This is not a true ending. Try again with your friend.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, so it's really like almost like if you're a lonely person, this game is taunting you. If you don't really have a lot of friends, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, loser. Go get a.
Go find some friends.
Yeah, and then you'll get the real ending to this game. Idiot. Well,
Man, these Tato people, they're not very nice.
yeah, they're mean. They're mean. So if you get the true ending, you get reunited with your girlfriends.
Yeah. And I guess you
know
turn,
if
you
it's-
turn back into little boys or something?
Yeah, you turn. Well, yeah, they don't really say that you're going to turn. I don't know if this is the arcade or the NES ending
In
here.
one of the
I'm gonna show
versions,
it.
you turn back into little boys.
I think in both versions you do, but I don't know if the screenshot's from the arcade or from the NES. We'll try. Let's put it up there. You get the idea.
Yeah, that's from the arcade.
Happy end. Yeah. Happy end. Maybe this one's from the NES. This one? NES? Yeah.
That looks more like an NES. Yeah.
So.
Does that? Well, wait a minute.
It doesn't say will this be. This is, I guess, this is an IGN picture.
Yeah. Wait,
Something that they're doing.
they're wearing shirts. One says Mama, one says Papa. And Papa looks like he's wearing a Hitler mustache.
He does. He actually looks a lot like Hitler. I mean, he looks like Hitler.
But no, the characters on the left and right, the green one, the green and orange one, and the blue and purple one,
Mm-hmm.
those are Bub and Bob. That's what they look like in the NES version when you beat the game. So yeah.
So what is Mama and Papa here?
I have no idea what Mama and Papa is. The funny thing is, if you look at, I can't remember which one's which, but the blue one, the blue and purple one,
Mm-hmm.
his girlfriend is green and orange. So he's dating somebody that looks just like his brother.
Oh man, don't you love it when couples get together and not so much that, but when couples look like each other?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
What I find really weird, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but what I find weird is a lot of times people who have been together for a really long time start to look like each other, even if they didn't
Right.
when they got together.
I gotta plug my computer in. It's about to die. Hold on just a second.
Oh, Justin, his big fancy touchscreen doesn't have a good battery. And he can't defend himself.
All right. Never mind that.
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
Something about my big fancy touchscreen or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Okay. And I've just crashed everything down here.
That's okay. What do you think about moving on to some retrofitted trophies?
I
You
think-
got anything
I
else to
think-
say about the game?
I think that's pretty much wrapped it up. We can go to retrofitted trophies.
Well, real quick though, before we go to retrofit trophies, let's finish up and say, would we recommend people get this game? I'll go ahead and tell you how much I got it for earlier this year at Player's Choice. I got it for $13. So at $13, would you recommend somebody buy this game and have it in the collection?
I would, because I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's addicting. It's a group play thing. You have your buddies come over, and I think I'm saying buy.
Yeah,
What do you
well,
say?
obviously I think it's worth it because I bought it, but I think it's worth every bit of 13. I'd go as high as, I don't know, 20. I don't know. I just think it's worth it if you can find it for anything somewhat reasonable. If you feel comfortable paying whatever the price is, I think it's one of the better games to have on the NES. It's got a really good addictive gameplay. It's got a nice little personality to it.
Right.
It's a lot of fun to play with another person. It's cooperative, so you don't have to worry about getting in a fight with anybody. So
it's ranging from like $10 to $25 on eBay. So.
yeah, so there you go. It's worth every bit of any of those prices, I think.
And Bubble Bobble 2 is apparently really rare because it's extremely expensive.
It's super rare and expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to get my hands on one of those, but I doubt I ever will.
Well, they're selling it on here from anywhere from to buy it now, $235 or $295. So, if you got a lot of money, maybe you can buy that. I don't know. Did you ever play Bubble Bobble 2?
I never played it. I've never even seen it.
Yeah.
None of the rental stores ever had it.
Right. Okay. So retrofitted trophies.
Yeah, retrofit.
How many you got?
Well, I forgot to bring my notes in here. I've been just going off the cuff, but I think I had 3, if I can remember them.
Okay. 1 second, okay? I'll be right back. You can go get your notes now. One second.
Have you ever seen a business idea and thought, why didn't I think of that? Do you like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank? Actor turned entrepreneur Jason Bax talks to people about how they turn their surprising business ideas into dollars in a new podcast show called Self-Made Entrepreneurs. Who knows, it might inspire your next big idea. You can listen to the show Self-Made Entrepreneurs on Stitcher Radio and iTunes.
Retrofitted trophies.
All right. You know what I just thought about?
What's that?
So we're back, everybody. Is one of these moments that we take a break and we step away, but we're still alive. If somebody just popped up to watch us at that point in time, and it's 2 or 3 minutes, and they just 2 empty chairs, I think that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, it'd be really funny.
We're just one of us sitting.
That's what that was me. I was just sitting here by myself.
Yeah, just one of us sitting here, and yeah. Okay, so retrofitted trophies.
Yep.
All right, so I'll go ahead and give them one of mine.
Okay.
And that is go buy a lottery ticket. And that is kill an enemy with your lightning fart while busting another enemy. The reason I named this go buy a lottery ticket is you always hear that it's easy that you're more likely to get struck by lightning than to win the lottery. So I'm telling this guy to go buy a lottery ticket.
After he's been struck by lightning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, my first one is, this one is, I'm going to date the show here real quick. Dumb and Dumber 2 just came out in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched Dumb and Dumber 1.
Mm-hmm.
And so my trophy is kind of inspired by that. It's called Oh, Whole Day. I was way off. And that is try to climb the bubbles by tapping A instead of holding it.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that. Okay. My next trophy is on any it's Papa. And that is on any level just staying in one place wherever you start in the level, which is the bottom left-hand corner, and letting all the enemies come to you, and you just get them all in a bubble, and then you pop them.
What was the name of it again?
Come to Papa.
Come to Papa.
Yeah.
That's funny. If you're player 2, is it Come to Mama?
I guess it could be. I hadn't thought about that. This is a single-player mode trophy.
Okay. Well, then my next one's called Bubble Chain, and that is pop all 7 enemies at once.
Yeah, I like that. And my last one is if it wasn't for these pennies, and that is get the speed shoes and kill all the enemies. And I say that because they look like penny lovers.
Oh.
To me.
Okay, my last one is dude, your girlfriend looks like me. And that is beat the game. Beat the game with 2 players, but player 1 gets the trophy.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's all I got.
If your friend was dating somebody that looked like you, would you think you'd say something?
I don't know.
Would you just be creeped out? Would you be creeped out?
I'd probably wait a little while and just be creeped out, but eventually I'd have to say something.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they would probably say, "No, man, you serious?"
Yeah.
Then I'd go get a wig and just and climb in their bed and wait on them to come home.
Very elaborate.
That's not creepy, is it?
Okay, with that, we'll go on to game rating.
All right.
Game rating.
So, how are we going to rate this game?
How about type of bubble bath?
I only know of one.
Does it fit this game?
Mr. Bubble? Just because it's the bubble bath?
Your turn to pick a rating then.
Okay. Let's go with type of fruit.
How about type of soap?
All right, type of soap.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go with ivory soap.
Uh-huh.
It's a no frills thing. Not a there's not a lot of there's nothing to it really, but it gets the job done. It makes you clean and it makes you happy, and that's what this game does. Not a high frill game, but gets the job done, gets you happy.
Yeah, ivory soap makes you really happy.
Well, happy when you're clean. You're happy to be clean.
It's the little things.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Cascade Complete.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like the cream of the crop when it comes to dish soap.
Yeah.
For your dishwasher. Okay. For your dishwasher. If you got one of them fancy schmancy things.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think this is like, most people, like you were talking earlier, maybe most people have or haven't heard of this game, but I would put it in the cream of the crop of NES games. I don't know, we haven't ever done like a top whatever list, but if I'm thinking I'm taking a handful of games to Deserted Island or something, this is probably in it. So
yeah. Yep.
It's the cream of the crop.
Much I agree.
Like Cascade Complete.
All right, let me give you this question. Let's see what you think of this. If you had to pick one game, and you had a choice to choose from, and this is the only game you could play on your deserted island, would you pick Super Mario Brothers 1, Pac-Man, or Bubble Bobble?
That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers 1 is probably my favorite game out of those, but I don't think it would translate well to a deserted island.
Yeah.
I might pick Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Just simply because I feel that, in Pac-Man, I've never really dug deep and started memorizing patterns and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I think if I pick Pac-Man, I could try to master that game.
Yeah.
I think Bubble Bobble I would end up mastering pretty quick. I think Pac-Man would take me a little bit longer to master.
And that would be my problem, I think, with Bubble Bobble. Yeah, Bubble Bobble and Mario, because Mario, it's in my top 5 favorites of all time. But at the same time, it would get old, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The game I've probably played the most, and the game that I sit down and play all the time. But if I had to play it like every day, I don't know if I'd feel the same way.
Right.
So I would probably go with Pac-Man 2.
Okay. Pac-Man 2?
Not Pac-Man 2, no. Okay. We got some feedback.
Listener feedback.
We do. Let me start with the telephone number.
Yeah?
We didn't get any phone calls this time, but we got a text.
Okay.
This text is from 586 area code. They didn't say who they are. I guess Mr. Anonymous 586, but we know where you live. Generally. Not exactly. Generally.
Right.
So they say, the most fun I ever had blowing bubbles as a kid was when I was playing Bubble Bobble. Hate the skeleton ghost dude, though. Who would have thought of adding a survival horror element to a game about cute dragons blowing bubbles? Anyway.
Yeah. Train.
There's the train. It's coming every episode, apparently.
Yeah.
I noticed we talk about the train, but since we put the music underneath us,
Yeah.
Now, you know, people actually don't hear the train.
Oh, so we're just talking about a train randomly?
Yeah, people are
They just think we're insane.
they just think we're great. It's
Yeah.
all in our head. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yes.
from the forum, we only had one person comment. That was Fish Lips J. That his is pretty funny. I think that Bub and Bob could have found a much better way to get their fruits and vegetables other than breaking into a cave of monsters, which in itself is quite perilous, while at the same time arming themselves with nothing but snot rockets. Gardening is not terribly complicated. That it is not, Fish. That it is not.
It's true. Although they were going to save their girlfriends, I think we've established that.
It wasn't just for sustenance.
No, it wasn't just for sustenance. That was just a perk.
Yeah. Okay. So Facebook. You can find where that is.
I didn't pull any of it up. See, this is why we don't like Facebook.
And this is, yeah, because it's so hard though, because there's so many posts. Well, here's okay. So Russell Lyman says, all I can say is amazing music. Ah, crap. Sorry. Amazing music, man. That song will be stuck in my head for hours after playing. And Peter Panda started off with a family unfriendly word. So, yeah. So I'm just going to skip over that word.
Is it something that holds water?
Yes.
Okay.
I should have guessed it. The level song is catchy. In order to get to the true ending, you had to play with both players. Then you would get a password to make the game harder, faster, stronger. Daft Punk reference for you guys. Nah, just more difficult. And we didn't even talk about that. The super Bubble Bobble that you can play after you beat the actual game.
Uh-huh.
It's just faster, which, nothing really different about it.
But faster makes a big difference because
Oh, yeah.
it's hard to beat that. Like when the guys turn red in the game, it's really hard.
Yeah. So, I think that's it. Do you have any? Do you know of any more?
I've got a few
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Philip Vaughn says, and by the way, Philip Vaughn's picture on Facebook, I think, is Bucky O'Hare, which is
That's
pretty
pretty cool. Yeah.
We talked about that game a long time ago. But anyways, he says, when I was a child, these two are the video game world I wanted to be. I guess he wanted to be Bubble. I guess he wanted to be Bub and Bob. Who doesn't want to be a dragon that can blow an all-encompassing bubble that can annihilate whatever gets in it?
Yeah.
Clayton South says, good game. I liked it in the arcade as a kid. Which, let me give Clayton a shout out real quick. He's really helping us with the group. He's been posting a lot in the group, and he's been doing a lot. He's well on his way to honorary dudeship. We'll just say that. But he's been helping us a lot to try to get the group name out there.
He's been putting up those cards, and I had those cards. I had a lot of them, not all of them. I remember those cards back when I was a kid.
Yeah, those are really cool. I may go on a quest to get those cards too one day.
I have no idea what I did with mine. They're long gone, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure I ripped all the stickers off and
Stuck them on stuff.
bent them all to crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Aaron Hickman says, or Dude Hickman, I should say, says one of my absolute favorite games on the NES. Perfect gameplay and a great co-op game.
Yeah.
Also, I saw The Advantage perform the theme tune live years ago, and it was amazing.
Cool.
Whoever The Advantage is. And then Ferg from the Atari 2600 podcast. Great podcast, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We should give him a little shout out.
Yeah.
If you like Atari 2600, go listen to his podcast. He does it by himself, which is, to me, sounds daunting to try to tackle a podcast by yourself. But he does a good job. Anyway, great game. My sister used to rent the heck out of some NES games. While I did not play anywhere near as many as she did, she told me one day that she needed my help on the 100th screen of Bubble Bobble to get a better ending. I had no idea what she was talking about, but I obliged. Of course, it was the first time I played it, so she did not get her ending. Now I'm off. he says, now I'm off to comment on two dudes and a SNES to tell them how much better Bust-A-Move is than Bubble Bobble. And Ferg always makes fun of us for saying two dudes in a NES, so I'm going to assume that his comment actually says
Two dudes
in a SNES.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which kind of sounds like a snot rocket that the Bubble Bobble dudes would be blowing.
Right.
That's probably the noise they make when they blow the bubble.
Right.
SNES.
Oh, boy. All right. Is that it?
I think so.
All right. Well, good show, Mike.
Good show, Justin.
All but Mario. That little incident that we had.
Yeah, that was quite the incident.
Yeah. Okay, so you can find us, of course, on any social media. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We are working on Instagram now. Michael put up our first post the other day on Instagram.
Yeah, I tried to do a video
Mm-hmm.
too. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but
Yeah, video is what I was talking about.
apparently it's mirrored or something. So I tried to show off my code book,
Yeah.
and it says on the cover of my code book, it says Michael's Super Rad Code Book, but it was backwards. So
Yeah.
we were not very tech savvy.
So it said Cube. Well, I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, Cube, Edoc, Dar, Roops,
Rebus.
Leakum.
Yeah.
Leakum, is that Leakum would be Michael backwards?
I guess.
All right. Anyway, so check out that backwards video on Instagram. And obviously go to our website, twodudesinaNest.com, nesdudes.com. You can listen to every episode that we've ever done, watch the videos. There's also additional write-ups on there that have not been done by us, but are pretty good. They're dude approved. And you can call us. And Michael likes to do the phone number, so I'm going to let him tell you the phone number.
It's 775-773-8761. Or, as I like to call it, 775-7retro1.
Yeah.
I think we should see. We're coming up on Thanksgiving. I think people should send us, call into our show, and tell us what game you're thankful for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So call into the show and tell us what game you're thankful for. Well, we may also do a post on Facebook, but preference goes to the voicemails because we like to hear your voices.
Yeah. One time we should try to work it out where people could actually live call in the show.
Yeah. We'd have to not do a show at 8 a.m., though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's true. But that'd be pretty fun.
Oh, wait.
If you want it, tell us what you want. What?
Oh, man. You know what? I don't know why I always forget this, but we got some new iTunes reviews.
Oh, okay.
Back to feedback real quick.
Okay.
We got two new ones. One, awesome Andrew Adams. He says, good, but watch the volume. Sweet trip down memory lane, but I have to turn the volume up to hear the commentary. Then my eardrums start to bleed whenever the music flares up and we go into the next segment. But I may be the only one having this issue. Love the show. Justin, do you care to comment?
I think that was probably my fault on that one. Because, what was the episode? I forgot which episode it was now.
The one before Little Nemo. Super Dodgeball.
Yeah, okay, so I had the Super Dodgeball, and it was riddled with problems anyway, to begin with. But then, so I was going to do put music right after the intro to the segment. So if anybody's familiar with Audacity, our fellow podcasters will understand this. So you have different lines that you can put the songs and voices on. And so we had this guy that was doing our announcing on one line, but his recording was really, really low, so I had to turn it way up. Well, when I put the music to segue into that new segment, I put it on the same line, which was turned way up. So it created a deafening effect. So if you're listening to it with headphones, I apologize because that would have been pretty loud.
Yeah. And if it makes you feel any better, Awesome Andrew, it happened to me too. Because I didn't try to screen it or listen to it before I published it.
Yeah.
So I just listened to it just like everybody else because Justin did the editing on that one, and it blew our eardrums pretty bad.
Yeah. But you know what was funny is I don't know why, but it just didn't seem that loud because I listened to it then. Whatever. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to, we will pay more attention to our volumes. It's really hard because everybody listens in different ways, you know. You may have a super nice set of headphones and we've got, cheap, $5 headphones. Of course, Justin, he's got his nice touchscreen now. He's probably got expensive headphones too, but...
My Beats will be here any minute.
Right. So we'll try to pay more attention to it. All right. This one's from Bert the Stormtrooper, who has also started to post and comment and stuff on our Facebook a lot more. And now he's given us a review, too, so he may be headed towards honorary dudeship soon if he keeps it up. But he says, super fast delivery, show content just as described, great podcaster, we'll listen to again, A++, Bert the Stormtrooper from accounting.
All right.
He kind of wrote this like an eBay review.
Yeah.
Like he bought something from eBay.
Yeah.
Super fast delivery, just as described.
Nice.
So I'll take it though. Anyways, all right. So now back to actually finishing off the show. Are we finishing?
We're pretty much done. Yeah. I think we've told everybody where to go find us.
All right.
All right. So here comes the noise. Well, you say it. You say that part. I'm stepping on your toes.
Anybody can say it. Okay. Right. Here comes the noises and the music for next week's game.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.